Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more Los Angeles Lakers news, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. What do the Lakers need to be NBA champions next season? A center, a top-notch defender and an elite shooter. A great center can help Doncic and LeBron a lot. Daniel Gafford is one of Luka Doncic's favorite players, and if the Lakers can get him from the Mavericks, it would please Doncic a lot. The Los Angeles Lakers have a lot of big roster decisions to make this summer following an early playoff exit. The main area that the Lakers are expected to look into is within the front court. The team doesn't have a starting caliber center on the roster, and it will be up to the front office to get creative to find one. Los Angeles has been linked with multiple names so far this offseason, but they realistically can only go after a few players. One of those is Daniel Gafford from the Dallas Mavericks, who has plenty of experience playing alongside star guard Luka Doncic. Gafford has been a highly talked about name for the Lakers, but whether Dallas would be open to a deal remains to be seen. Landing Gafford won't be easy, especially considering the lack of tradable assets that the Lakers have. But on a recent episode of Buha's Block, Lakers insider Jovan Buha suggested what it may take for Los Angeles to land Gafford. Buha suggested that Los Angeles would likely need to overpay due to the perception of the Mavericks after the Doncic trade. They probably have to overpay, Buha said. It would probably have to be something like Gabe, Vincent, Dalton, Connect, and a first-round pick for Gafford. And that's a lot. Losing both a first-round pick and Dalton Connect for Gafford would be a tough pill to swallow for the Lakers. Los Angeles only has a few pieces of value to trade this summer, and they would be moving on from both in this deal. But the Lakers also desperately need a center, and the entire NBA knows it. Los Angeles may have to overpay in order to land a quality big this offseason, and at least Gafford has shown he can play effectively alongside Doncic. Gafford doesn't space the floor on offense, but he could be very effective as a rim-running, defensive center for Los Angeles. The veteran averaged 12.3 points, 6.8 rebounds, 1.4 assists, and 1.8 blocks over 21.5 minutes a game. The Mavericks center would check a lot of boxes for the Lakers, but whether Los Angeles wants to overpay remains to be seen. General manager Rob Pelinka has a lot of pressure to build a contending team, and it could cause some drastic measures to be taken. Lakers should reunite with ex-Warriors guard traded 3 times in one season, per writer. In addition to searching for skilled big men with diverse skill sets, the Los Angeles Lakers will likely target experienced backcourt assets this summer. If the organization is interested in a reunion, they could acquire a former Golden State Warriors guard who was recently traded 3 times in the same season. The Los Angeles Lakers' top offseason priority is finding a center, preferably one that pairs well alongside Luka Doncic, Lake Show Life's Jordana Clark wrote Thursday. They also need to add depth to their roster, players that JJ Redick can trust. It would be nice to have a two-way player off the bench, someone who wouldn't cost too much, given the Lakers' financial situation. Depending on how things play out, LA could be tempted to reunite with a former player in free agency. Dennis Schroeder had 2 separate stints with the Lakers, 2020-21 and 2022-23. He has played for 4 different teams since his most recent stint in Los Angeles. Schroeder played for the Brooklyn Nets, 23 games, Warriors, 24 games, and Detroit Pistons, 28 games, last season alone. The 31-year-old will be an unrestricted free agent this summer. Detroit would love to re-sign him, but he might be a free agent that the front office lets walk, prioritizing Malik Beasley instead. While Schroeder played well with the Nets to begin the 2024-25 season, the rebuilding Eastern Conference franchise felt inclined to trade the Braunschweig, Germany native to the Warriors for DeAnthony Melton, Reese Beekman, and 3 second-round picks on December 15. Unlike his previous stint with Brooklyn, Schroeder struggled with his consistency and efficiency, forcing the contending Dubs to trade him to the Utah Jazz on February 5. Schroeder never appeared in a game for the Jazz, as Utah moved him to the Pistons a day later. Schroeder was a positive contributor to a Pistons squad that reached the postseason a year after winning 14 regular season games. The slithery 6'1" guard averaged 10.8 points and 5.3 assists per game with Detroit. Schroeder, who has experience playing alongside LeBron James and has proven he can contribute to winning, could be a valuable second-unit asset for the Lakers next season. If Los Angeles fails to strike a deal for 12-time All-Star and 20-year veteran Chris Paul, the franchise should consider giving Schroeder a call this summer. Lakers get important update on possible blockbuster trade with Luka Doncic's former team. Until the Los Angeles Lakers acquire a dynamic center, the public will continue to discuss the organization's unfortunate lack of a low-post presence. There are rumors that the Lakers could land a high-energy 6'10" big man in a trade with Luka Doncic's former team. On Thursday, The Athletic's Jovan Buha provided Los Angeles with an update on the franchise's chances of completing a blockbuster deal. They probably have to overpay, Buha said. It would probably have to be something like Gabe, Vincent, Dalton, Connect, and a first-round pick for Daniel Gafford. And that's a lot. Gafford's career took a positive turn after the Washington Wizards traded him to the Dallas Mavericks midway through the 2023-24 season. The Arkansas product has always played with tremendous intensity, sprinting hard in transition, protecting the rim well, and serving as a trustworthy lob threat after setting impactful high-ball screens. However, the fan favorite is finally receiving the appropriate recognition in the big leagues with a Mavericks team that participated in the 2024 NBA Finals. Despite battling injuries this year, Gafford continued to show why he's a valuable role player with the Mavericks. The 6'10" big man averaged 12.3 points, 6.8 rebounds, and 1.8 blocks per game while shooting 70.2% from the field. Surrendering Vincent, Connect, and a first-round pick to the deal to the Mavericks wouldn't be the end of the world. Sure, losing draft capital is never ideal. Still, with Vincent performing unsatisfactorily through 2 seasons, Connect being a primary trade bait asset for months, and Gafford building chemistry with Doncic when the pair competed in Dallas, Buha's trade idea should be viewed as a win for the Lakers. New blockbuster 3-team trade proposal sends Derek Lively to the Lakers, Hawks get frontcourt depth. Jackson Caudell, 5 hours ago. April 9, 2025, Dallas, Texas, USA, Dallas Mavericks center Derek Lively 2 dunks the ball past Los Angeles Lakers guard Austin Reeves, 15, during the first quarter at the American Airlines Center. Mandatory credit, Jerome Myron. Main images. April 9, 2025, Dallas, Texas, USA, Dallas Mavericks center Derek Lively 2 dunks the ball past Los Angeles Lakers guard Austin Reeves, 15, during the first quarter at the American Airlines Center. Mandatory credit, Jerome Myron. Main images / Jerome Myron. Main images. In this story, Atlanta Hawks. League background. League logo. Watch live and on demand in the NBA app. The offseason is here for 28 teams in the NBA. The NBA Finals have arrived and there are only 2 teams left alive with hopes of making it to the ultimate goal of winning a championship. Heading into this offseason, the Atlanta Hawks, Los Angeles Lakers and Dallas Mavericks are all searching for the next steps to take as a franchise, which is different for all 3. Atlanta is going to be a team worth watching. Most will point to a potential Trae Young trade, but that does not appear likely, for now, and Atlanta may move forward with this core of Young, Dyson Daniels, Zachary Rizicher, Jalen Johnson, and Onyeka Okongwu. If the Hawks decide to do that, they need to improve their bench in a big way this offseason. Due to the NBA CBA and apron rules, you are going to be seeing a lot more 3-team trades between teams so salaries can move around. Atlanta could try to attach themselves to a big deal and add some pieces to their bench if they opt to move forward with the starting 5. The Hawks need interior defense, frontcourt depth, shooting, and maybe a backup lead guard / ball handler. This is not a great free agent class to be filling those needs, so could the Hawks look to the trade market? NBA insider Mark Stein has already reported that Atlanta could look to be facilitators this summer in the trade market due to their financial flexibility, depending on if the team brings back any of Caris LeVert, Clint Capella, or Larry Nance. The Lakers are always going to be among the most talked about teams in the league, but that is especially going to be true now that they have Luka Doncic. A lot of the talk is going to be around the Lakers trying to get a center to put around Doncic and LeBron James, which was a clear weakness for them in their postseason loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Will the Lakers swing big in their attempt to get a center for this team? Dallas is also going to be an interesting team to watch. They made the most shocking trade in NBA history when they sent Doncic to the Lakers and are in a win-now window, but that got complicated when Kyrie Irving went down with an ACL tear. How will the Mavericks try to improve their roster while knowing that Irving likely won't be available to play next season? They got a huge unexpected boost when they won the NBA draft lottery and got the right to draft Cooper Flagg, but the guard spot is still a huge question mark for Dallas. So how about a trade where each of these teams tries to fill a need? It should be noted that this is just a speculative and fun exercise to see what kind of moves can be made, not what I think the Hawks or any other teams should do or will do. That is all. Hawks receive Naji Marshall and PJ Washington. Mavericks receive Austin Reaves, Dalton Knecht, Georges Niang, Shake Milton, a 2027 second-round pick from ATL via CLE, and a 2029 second-round pick from ATL via CLE. Lakers receive Derek Lively II and Terrence Mann. Why the Hawks do this trade? They get much improved bench depth, which was a big weakness for them last season. Both Marshall and Washington are on inexpensive deals and are better for the Hawks than Niang or Mann. They keep both first-round picks and young guard Kobe Bufkin. With Marshall and Washington on the bench, plus 2 first-round picks, the Hawks could prioritize re-signing Caris LeVert and trying to make a run in the East. Why the Hawks don't do this trade? They would rather keep Niang and Mann than bringing in Marshall and Washington. Do they want to have Washington for just one season? Why the Lakers do this trade? Yes, they lose Reaves, but they get one of the best centers in the NBA and one that has plenty of familiarity with Doncic. They keep their picks and have other expiring deals they can send out to upgrade the rest of their roster around Doncic, Lively, and James. Reaves is going to be due a massive contract extension soon, and if the Lakers are building around Doncic and James, it might be best to deal him now for a young center. Mann can provide them with better depth on the bench than they currently have. Why the Lakers don't do this deal? They don't want to move Reaves and Knecht and look to find other centers to add to their team at a lesser cost. Why the Mavericks do this deal? While losing Lively might hurt, Reaves is just what this team needs and can lead the team while Irving is hurt. They still have Daniel Gafford, and when Irving gets back, he and Reaves fit together alongside Cooper Flagg, Anthony Davis, and Gafford. Knecht is a prospect who they can see how he fits with the team, and Niang is a veteran forward who can provide shooting in the regular season. With this deal, they can compete for the playoffs in the tough Western Conference. Why the Mavericks don't do this deal? Even if this deal is more fair than the Luka trade, do they want to do another deal with the Lakers? Reaves is going to be due a big contract soon. Do the Mavs want to pay that? They may decide to stick with Lively and trade Gafford in a deal for another lead guard who can help them on offense this season. Star free agent PG teases potential Lakers union in latest remarks. By Sam Yalbulin. June 7, 2025. Los Angeles Lakers forward LeBron James, 23, dribbles against San Antonio Spurs guard Chris Paul, 3, in the second half at Frost Bank Center. Los Angeles Lakers forward LeBron James, 23, dribbles against San Antonio Spurs guard Chris Paul, 3, in the second half at Frost Bank Center. Daniel Dunham Images. Pacers beat Thunder. Is Tyrese Halliburton's postseason the most clutch ever? First things first. It's impossible to believe that Chris Paul has never played for the Los Angeles Lakers or been on the same team as LeBron James. Considering the affinity CP3 and the Lakers organization have had towards one another, and the close relationship James and Paul have, one would have assumed that their paths would have crossed. Since leaving the LA Clippers, Paul bounced around the league, playing for 5 different teams in 8 seasons. He is hitting the open market once again this summer, this time as a 40-year-old coming off the first season of his career, where he played in all 82 games. Before free agency begins in July, the point guard teased his interest in playing in Los Angeles on his appearance on The Pat McAfee Show. It is important to note that Paul doesn't specify the Lakers in his remarks. He simply indicates his desire to be around his family, who are living in Los Angeles. I talked to my family about it. My son just turned 16. My daughter's 12. The past 6 seasons, I've lived without them. So I go to San Antonio, Phoenix, Golden State, OKC. I've been around a few teams. But I've been away from them the past 6 years. So, it's a little different. Chris Paul. This reduces Paul's preferred landing spots to the Clippers and the Lakers. The Clippers have James Harden as their starting point guard, and Paul and Harden's rocky relationship dating back to their days in Houston is well documented. It's hard to imagine Paul heading back to the Clippers for that reason alone. If Paul finally ends up as a Laker after 20 seasons in the NBA, it would give him an excellent opportunity to win the title that has eluded him in his illustrious career. CP3 was agonizingly close to being a Laker in 2011, when Los Angeles acquired him via a trade with New Orleans, before it was vetoed by then NBA Commissioner David Stern because the league owned the Hornets at the time. If Paul were to sign with the Lakers in the offseason, it might be 14 years too late, but he would still be welcome with open arms as the organization chases another championship in the dawn of LeBron James' career.